What up, Schmoedown rockers? Alright. It's, first off, in case you do give a shit, I finally gonna get me my first Schmoedown shirt. I finally need to start wearing some proof that I'm a Schmoedown fan. Or at least try to, even though you mostly see my head up, usually. Unless I move it like this. Alright. But, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know I'm not a hippie. No. Well, anyway. So, of the matches we have this week, one of them kind of finally gives us a certain type of follow-up from Houston. The others, just a follow-up from past matches between these two rookies who have already kind of in their first matches made a name for themselves. I'm actually going to talk about that match from Friday first, because it's not, the match itself is not as good as the matches they've had prior. It's more of a sophomore slump. I mean, they did what they could. It's not a good showing on either of them. Whoever would wind up winning at least will have something to say. And whoever winds up winning this will wind up apparently going up against JT later for a potential to go into a number one contenders match. And that winds up being the Shannon Miller, the one woman who had been, you know, that more so the wife of Ethan Uren than Ethan Uren himself. Though that may not be so, that's sort of a subject to change, even though he was a very huge rookie of last, he did really well going near the end of last year. Jay Washington, Mike, I don't know who's going to be running this entire thing, but a lot of people are mostly banking on Kaiser or Dagnino, you know, with that thing. But oh well, I'll get to that in a minute. That's a bigger deal, actually, before I do fully get into it. And also the pre-cred thing and the announcement there, and then the post-cred thing, which I guess kind of involves something with that announcement-ish, and post-Houston stuff, is, oh, that's funny. That's just funny in of itself. I might actually use that as a thumbnail. I don't know. Yeah, well, that's fine, and hopefully, Liz Shannon Miller, you do well against JTE, but I think a lot more people are expecting JTE to come out with a win, especially after the way this past match went. But I would like to be surprised if you can beat JTE and keep him from getting into the chance of finally getting the singles run. It all depends on how things go over for JTE. I mean, his match with Jonathan Harris was a little whatever, you know, but other than that, it was fine. I wish it could have been better, but going back to a different matchup, that one was something we were anticipating more in the teams division, though honestly, we all know who would wind up winning, and that's kind of what happened. And Albert, we're basically Jaw movie reviews guy who basically does reactions himself. You're not wrong. You weren't wrong. It wound up being a TKO, which was a good guess on your end. I actually was hoping, a little more hopeful that with the way things were starting to go in round two, that at least on that things were going to work itself out. Though it turns out they should have basically just switched, not just went with the 2 and the 3-pointers the way they did, and they would have had more of a chance. At least put up enough of a fight to force the family to actually answer maybe their 2-pointer. Even if they couldn't, you know, get their 5-pointer in, that would have been out of TKO range. But all in all, needed to work itself out, just because that knockout was something that needed to happen after what knockout happened with things in Houston, and it seems he was a little perturbed, and he was mostly there to just finally get business done. And I love the opening scene that proves that going into this match. The post-cred, I don't think there was one actually for that match, as opposed to the singles match. But yeah, the family winning. I'm kind of bummed because Rachel's kind of part of the is a founding dungeon head technically. So I believe. So yeah, I wanted, and I guess as far as I'm concerned, some aspect of that rooted for me. Got a little bit of something out of it for when it came to her round 2 performance. Probably could have been even better if she had the Cate Blanchett question, though I don't know if she would have known or not. I couldn't tell, but more likely she would have gotten it. And it's apparently pretty clear that why am I blanking on his name now? He's one of those characters, I guess, that has that issue for me. But forgive me. I'm probably gonna blank on her partner's name again. I did it again, and I'm sorry. It's gonna be probably a thing from here on out with my videos. Dang it. Oh. But regardless, I mean, though I don't think Andrew Guy or anyone in X Army would blame me, I think, in that regard. But if I do remember, I'm sorry. But yes. Guy and McWeeny, any team with McWeeny when it comes to teams at least. So as far as a lot of us are concerned, they needed it. And most of McWeeny knew what they were doing, but they wound up on comedy of all things and won it. And did it well enough to force that not even the round 3 was working out if they had, fixed that whole ordeal. And they might wind up deciding to not face a team that's bigger than their own britches, and that's kind of what Devin did. I want to say Devon Stewart. There we go. I finally got it. Yay. Oh, I knew the sun would come around at some point, hopefully before the end of the video. Just fingers crossed on that, and I did. So yeah, Devon. You shouldn't have called him out. We all knew that was stupid, mostly because of Drew McWeeny, not dastardly Drew Guy so much. But he definitely did pretty well, and he kept up with his partner, which is what he needed to do in order to make up for beforehand, and that's what happened. They kind of missed a few questions, no perfect rounds necessarily, but they all did pretty well for each other, and at least one point miss, and most likely usually because of Devin. Even though that one time in round 1 was kind of funny, where Devin was the only one who got it right. That was kind of funny. Almost felt like a moment in Free For All in a way. But and Devon, you're funny dude, but we know your knowledge. We have enough of an understanding that your amount of knowledge pales in comparison to Drew McWeeny. That was too big for your britches. The fact that you even managed to make it to round 3 and could have had a potential possibility to get out of a TKO range, which would have made it at least show that you are unlike some other teams that have a more comedic thing to them, especially with having Silvestrini on your team. You are basically the team that Perry Nemiroff was on, that had beaten Double Jeopardy and got lucky with that one and then hadn't won ever since. You guys are at least more than likely are one of those teams that if you do find a way to get up there in rankings, we would be somewhat happy with. At the very least. But for the most part, you stick with teams that would more likely not be too above your weight class. Work your way into being one of those top 10 teams before you take on high caliber teams. So, and I know Silvestrini, she'll be training, and I think she might have got some tips from Smits. Can't say I blame her. But anyway, overall, I loved what happened there. Overall, that match I did like. And the post cred with Roxy, I feel like that was the thing that would have happened in Houston if Guy had won, but most people weren't expecting Guy to win, to be honest. And that whole debacle situation that led to the way the match did with the wheel is whatever. I even felt that way to the point where I switched from Team Bateman to Team Guy, even though I knew I was on the winning team by that point. But overall, it worked itself out. and they were able to play it off of each other, and they tried to handle it as best as they could. But even that wasn't going to be enough, because most people, even in Action Army, are saying rigged. And even I felt that way too. I adjusted. It helps seeing the live stream first, but it still wouldn't be the first thing people would say once they saw it that Friday, once it finally got edited out. But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. The Roxy thing, either are you full on commit to her being part of the family, or bringing the odd couple in and becoming the odd family as a faction thing, then yes, I'd be all for that, you know. I don't know. Though it would be weird if somehow the family and the dungeon come together, mostly because one of them is Action Army, but, you know, whatever with that. Been enjoying it being still a horseman, and, of course, the things that were the bigger things, in terms of, that's the whole match thing, but when it comes to the announcements, mostly when it came to Collision, when it came to the Manager Bowl and how they're handling it, it is more the competitors that are playing instead of the managers. Unlike before, and it's the managers choosing them, and whoever wins and showcases the best, that person basically gets to be chairman for a month. And boss around Emma Fife. And if that's going to be the case, I want Emma Fife and Sam Levine. And if that's going to be the case, if you're going to mess with my birthday buddies, be someone I'd be happy with. I can deal with Dagnino. Be funny as fuck. And plus, after what had happened before with what had kind of been the so-so thing of the Patreon thing goal that never happened. Yeah. And that would be his final official fulfillment thing that I'm actually looking forward to seeing, you know, even though seeing happen. And then we'd have happen, at least to get that month out of the way, and it'd be funny as hell, and funny as all get go, especially after, I don't know how much, like, he'd probably do something crazy like airing episodes of Little Bobby and the Juice on the Schmoedown, or through the Patreon. I don't know. I'd be okay with that. That helps get him exposure if he needs it. That's fine, Dagnino. I can accept it, because I like Little Bobby. So we're fine with that. If not, I'll say Kaiser, for sure. Let Kaiser himself, the Kaiser, John, the Kaiser, do his thing. I want to see that. Second to that, I don't know. I almost feel like, because of the thing that followed this up, and the fact Emma wants Dagnino, and I almost kind of don't blame him, because it'd be kind of funny. Though I don't know if she really has beef with Kaiser. But hopefully Kaiser goes over well. You know, I'd like to see what he would do. He'd be fun. He'd be definitely fun. And, you know, and as a dungeon head, I'd be proud. And plus he'd be, you know, help through this, maybe bring more people into the trivia dungeon through the process. And I'd be happy with that too, you know. You know, if you beat out corruption, I'd be happy with that, you know. You know, can you do that for me, John? Okay? Yeah? If you win it? Between that and Schmetz winning the belt, yeah? So, other than that, and the little thing between Dagnino and them, nowhere to run to, baby. Nowhere to hide, son. I'm on Thunderdome. And so when one man leaves, that's me. Navarro! Don't you say that for? Don't you burn all that for? He'd have to beat Smets. Good luck with that shit. But yeah, other than that, speaking of Intergeekdom, Zipper versus Havoc. I gotta go with Zipper, because I feel like maybe if he is training actually in the dungeon, it's gonna pay off. If that is the case, I'm hoping so. Fingers crossed. That trial run goes well. Hip pocket. So, and also, hopefully Polyama does well as well in getting him where he needs to go. If not, if they pick Bateman or Riley or maybe Merle, who the fuck knows at this point. But, yeah, I'm excited. What did you guys think of all the things that happened throughout this week? The matches, the nice little promo scenes, more so the announcement. Oh yeah, also forgot to mention the IG announcement. That apparently, it's good to see, of course, Chance is going to be part of the format, and who he's going to face is Marquine. I forgot her first name, and I feel bad about it. She's kind of a cutie. Anyway, I have a kryptonite for women at times. Even redheads. Maybe curly dark brown hairs. Depends if my ex, I guess, in Italian. Anyway, sorry for that little mumble thing. But, yeah, Brandon Hanna, Action Army loyal, and hopefully you eventually join the dungeon. You better. But yeah, him IG. Oh yeah. Hell, I would actually I think if he goes over well, if things go over well, think about it. Given the way things have been, and how he has been with the boss, though not as much lately, but hopefully he will get to join. If things go well in this IG, maybe he can join the Horsemen and be that IG player that's going to fill the void. That'd be cool. I hope he actually wins. Even though more people might say Chance because of his mentoring by the former champ himself, Kalinowski. We'll see. Marquis might pull something out, and we might, who knows, maybe she'll be even a better player than we thought before. But, yeah, overall, yeah, I enjoyed a lot of these things. I forget the other player. I think I said Jander, maybe? Or it could be someone else that's been playing. I can't remember. I'll notice when I see it, I guess. All I know is Brendan Hanna's going to be in it. Marquine's coming back. He's coming back, which is cool. So, coming back to do a match, so that's kind of cool. But let's see how things go. We'll see how that Fatal 4-Way goes. I honestly kind of missed the tournament thing we got last year. I wish that was still a thing. But, well, we can deal with it. Hopefully, maybe they still do it. Maybe near the end of the year. Once Collision and the whole IG champ thing is done. Maybe they might still do Intergeekdom and make it more of an official, narrowed down thing as opposed to before the last year's thing. Which worked fine last year, but maybe this year we might have something else for a more legitimate tournament instead. Fingers crossed. We should have enough players to be able to do it. But, like in an Elite 8 possibly kind of a way. That'd be cool. But, what do you guys think? Name your thoughts on the possibilities for maybe an IG tournament, or, what your thoughts are on some of the announcements. All those kinds of things. Leave a comment below on that. Rock the like button on this video if you like what I had to say, what was said about the Schmoedown. If you even like the Schmoedown, I'd recommend you go see them there as well. You definitely go hit the notification, like here and there, hit the notification bell. Hit that notification bell. Make sure you put in all if you have that option. More than likely, with the way I'm set up, probably not that option. But if you do, make sure you click the all spot to make sure you catch up on all notifications. Also, link in description below. Hopefully it gives you to where you're supposed to go onto the Facebook page for this channel, which would be for Random Rock and Real Wrestling Reviews. Hopefully you check. Hopefully you also like and follow me there. As always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking in the Schmoedown. If you smell what the movie trivia Schmoedown and Schmoedown Rocks is cooking. Can't wait for that shirt. Smash.